little bit late to this, but I had a whole video recorded and I hadn't edited it yet, but I lost the footage. So here I am making my Snow the Salt Queen video. In case you are unaware what occurred, Snow the Salt Queen, around 2 weeks ago, went into a public cemetery and made a CMV disturbing graves. I actually saved the clip of this CMV and I will roll it now. Filming in a cemetery is not the problem. I actually have footage that I took in a local cemetery of mine that I will be using as filler for the rest of the video. Cemeteries are a beautiful place to film in, as sites are just magnificent, like these gravestones. This is a local cemetery of mine, and it is around the same age as the cemetery that Snow decided to go to. Snow specified that all graves that were used were at least 100 years old. Most of these are around that age. Honestly, I find the at least 100-year-old rule even more disrespectful, as if it were recent, but that does not matter as much. What really is the problem here is the fact that they were sitting on the graves, dancing on the graves, and just being disruptive. Their case isn't helped at all by the way they use their social media to defend themselves. These next couple slides were from the photographer Escalation Murder's Instagram story, which I screenshotted as they occurred. This is what Explosion Murder said in their defense. First off, the cemetery was a public cemetery attached to a large park. It was a public space, and we're legally allowed to visit, photograph/film there as long as we don't get in the way of other visitors. That is totally true. Actually, the cemetery that I filmed in, they even let people take their prom photos there. I'm planning on taking my prom photos there when my prom occurs. The problem here is that you were sitting on the graves and dancing on the graves. And you can't use the defense that you weren't, because there is video evidence as seen earlier in this video. And there are also cosplay photos of you sitting on the graves. Like this. That is a gravestone. That is your butt. You are putting your weight on the gravestone. Here is their second excuse about the whole cemetery situation. We were very careful where we shot. We stayed away from sites that looked recently visited, flowers, pictures, etc., and any places that had visitors already out of respect. We chose a day and a time we thought would disturb the least amount of people for this reason. It doesn't matter if anybody was visiting them recently or not. The fact that you were on these graves is the problem. And the third reason why Explosion Murder decided to defend the actions was this. We chose our filming and photo sites carefully to make sure they were at least 100 years past. We verbally greeted and thanked everyone whose grave we visited to make this photo shoot possible, and out of respect made sure not to stomp, kick, or rub the graves, even accidentally to preserve the beauty of the masonry. Well, that's clearly false. I will play a clip of one of the most offensive parts of that same video. Goes around and down. That is a rub of the grave. There is more rubbing of the grave. And look, they are rubbing the graves. So don't say you were trying not to rub the graves when you clearly were rubbing these graves. You made sure to walk carefully so as not to disturb the residents and make a point to try to avoid walking intentionally on people's graves directly when not filming. It's good that you're trying not to walk on them while filming, or while not filming, but you were while filming. It's on video. You were walking on these graves, so don't deny it. This fourth reason really takes the cake. We love, respect, and admire the aesthetic beauty of these gravestones and appreciate the people who make an effort to make their final resting place a thing of solemn beauty. There's tangible artistry where the gravestones are concerned, and we chose the location because we thought they did a good job, making sure to capture that beauty as best we could for the video. These people paid a lot of money for their graves to be so pretty, and I think it's more disrespectful to call it ugly and disgusting. Frankly, we worked very hard to preserve these gravestones as best we could so people could see them and appreciate them also in 100 years when we are also dead and gone. Admiring the aesthetic of a gravestone and rubbing your bare ass on it are totally different things. Cosplay in cemeteries is totally fine, but also keeping in mind the characters you're doing, which none of the characters you did were appropriate for this project in a cemetery at all. You should have if you were going with the Danganronpa franchise, you should have done somebody who would be more solemn. Maybe Celestia Ludenberg. You could have done Korekio. Or even a really nice Sonya would have made a better image in a graveyard than wearing two overly sexualized and very violent characters in a graveyard. This last one just really makes me mad. Number 5. That video was bomb. To be honest, you're all just wanting to be mad. Are you serious? Are you serious? People were expressing their anger not because the video wasn't well made. Your editing is fantastic. What we are mad at is how disrespectful you were, even if you were trying to say you might have been. Wanting to be mad? I'm sorry, but honestly, I love the quality of the cosplays. My problem with how you were treating the site. These next couple screenshots are what started my anger towards the situation. This is Snow the Salt Queen's Instagram story, and it said, "This is my future tombstone." And it's a chair-shaped tombstone because of everyone getting offended about sitting on the graves. But do you want to see what really ticked me off? Boy. Petition for when I die, a horde of Junko cosplayers / kinnies to party on my grave. Okay, so you wanting people to party on your grave is your deal. But partying on people's graves that did not give you consent? That is a no-go. I was watching the YouTube channel Ask a Mortician, and she has a video talking about funeral strippers, which is common in rural China. That is totally appropriate because the family and the deceased agree to it. What you did was not consented to by the family of the deceased or the person whose grave it is. Now, in a minute, I'm going to let another video clip, which came from Snow the Salt Queen's story, to explain in their own words some of the more controversial aspects of this. And just show you how much respect just dropped. Like, my respect went from a good 7 to a negative 42.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, stop pole dancing. Stop pole dancing. Oh my god. Oh my god, stop pole dancing. You swung. You swung around a corner. Ah!
What the actual fuck was going through your heads? People were giving you constructive criticism, and you put that on the internet? I don't even have words. While doing some of the research for this video, I also came upon some more just incriminating evidence on some of the worst parts of Snow's character.
I will keep saying faggot whenever I want.
Slurs. That's what you're going to? Fucking slurs? What the actual hell? As someone who is in the LGBT community, you should understand how toxic words like that are. So you should understand that you shouldn't fucking say it. I just dug up this dirt while I was looking for more research to have a more educated view on this. But what the fuck? Now I'm going to talk about some of the hate and talk about how they are also in the wrong. I can't believe you were asking to be raped. Wow, asking for it. They were being disrespectful in a place that many people consider sacred, but that does not make them asking for rape. And there's just more. Oh, you want me to? All right. How could you just do it? Just end your life. I hope someone fucks your corpse until you die. Don't care. Go get raped. It's all you're good for. I'll fuck your ass dry in the graves you sat on. What the fuck, people? Yes, they made a mistake, and yes, they did not apologize for it. They just deleted their account like a scared little bitch. But what the fuck? You don't need to threaten someone. And I'm about to get to some even more terrifying shit. This person dug up their full name and started talking about different, like, personal facts of their life. Your full name is, you live in Houston, you've got natural red hair, you frequent this area. They're just threatening them. You just about to ignore me? You just won't reply? Huh? Okay, bitch. I'll make good on that tell. You're subhuman, it wouldn't count as murder or rape. What the actual fuck? Like, this is honestly worse than what they did to the graves. Yes, that was disrespectful, but threatening murder and rape and actually finding personal details, that's terrifying. Get some help, dude. Just get some help. I had a lot more footage created, but I unfortunately lost it, and I had it as a collab with several of my friends, and I have to apologize to them for losing the footage. So I threw this together in my bedroom at midnight, and I hope this is satisfactory for me talking about the Instagram cosplay community drama. Since then, it has clearly died down, and Snow has deleted Snow's Instagram page. Since this screenshot was taken, the account username has been taken, and that person is not Snow the Salt Queen. Do not harass anyone over what I have put in this video, neither the attackers nor Snow. I created this video just to discuss how Snow went wrong and just teach us a lesson so in the future our young, impressionable cosplayers will not be making the same mistakes. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe and all that jazz, and I'll see you whenever I post another video because I can't keep a constant uploading schedule. Goodbye.
I killed myself, technically, let's be honest, the problem would be gone. That's all.